Howdy, folks.
Hello, everyone.
Friends and family across the globe, and welcome to, it's going to be a playthrough of G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra, which is a beat 'em up, kind of been on a beat 'em up kick lately. We're here to show you some beat 'em up. So, pull up a chair, sit back, relax. For 2OG's Play, chill with Jack and Jill. We do not do tips, tricks, guides, walkthrough, speedruns, 100% trophies, or achievements, just play games for fun. With the sole goal to invade your phones and your homes on your big screens, little screens, all the screens in between, to hit with a blast from the past, a wave of nostalgia as we laze down the laziest of lazy rivers. Lazy River of Life, harking back to the days of the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Go over to Buddy's place after school or work, drop your pack, drop your gear, drop your butt in a chair, anywhere. It doesn't matter because we're here to play games. Good games, bad games, old games, new games. All sorts of games. Okay, we're good with that. Let me try and get you in here for this. Remote play together.
I see the invite.
I tried to get you in before the opening, but I'm sure the opening will start. Yeah, you're going to catch it, I think. You see the opening?
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
Ah,
To my subscribers, I want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all, because if it wasn't for you, these videos wouldn't be happening, alright? Y'all are the reason these videos continue, and I do apologize for something coming up I will address. But because y'all have been great towards me the past couple years, I'm going to promise you this. As long as one of you stays subscribed, the videos will keep on rolling. Drive-by Rubneck and Viewers, howdy. And going to recommend Double Dragon Neon, because any chance I can.
there you go.
Also, not too many G.I. Joe games. Oh, there was that one Operation Blackout, but they delisted on Steam. I should have snagged it. We could have played that again. But once I get the OBS, or not OBS, the Elgato up and running, we can do it on the Switch like we did before.
Yeah, that is a fun one.
Now, I gotta apologize to y'all out there. I just caught... Sometimes I do peek in on the videos when I release them. Or the last Sengoku Basara video that dropped. It's probably not the last. It's the one with the Silent Hill. It screen froze at about an hour and 40 minutes. So they were stuck with 3 hours of the same shot. We're still talking. But the game froze. I do apologize. And that is why I'm going to say I will not be using NVIDIA anymore. I'll be sticking with OBS.
Okay.
Seems to work better, so.
That was the Orochi game, right?
Yeah, Warriors of Orochi 4. It was our Silent Hill... When we were talking about the Silent Hill movie.
Oh, okay.
So, alright. So you can see everything going on, right?
Yeah, you want me to try controller?
Yeah, try the controller.
That is me.
Perfect. We are doing remote play. Oh, and our top 10 list is top 10 favorite G.I. Joes, I think, characters.
Yep. Or Cobra, so we combined it, G.I. Joe or Cobra.
Or Cobra.
Ow. Holy crap. Damn.
Got a ping?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. Yeah, I don't know if we'll have some overlap. I think at least one we will. I know for a fact one we will, so we'll see.
Okay.
I have, this was hard for me to fill.
It was I was gonna say it's probably a lot harder for you to fill than me.
I'll explain as we start moving along, but you want to try hard?
Let's do hard.
Yeah. But I might not have an honorable mention because my honorable mention was bigger than my top 10 list.
Oh, really? Okay. I have one honorable mention. I limited myself.
All right, I might have some honorable. We'll see how it goes. Okay.
First impression, looks okay. Kind of has weird rubber fist going on with Duke, but good selection. It looks like it's, what, 3 categories? Defense, speed, and I'm guessing attack power, right?
Of these 4, I'm definitely not a Duke fan. So it's either going to be Roadblock or Scarlet. And let's pick Roadblock. Because he's got a bit more defense, so a bit different play style from Snake Eyes. Slower, but I guess probably a tankier person.
Yeah, but also looks like does good damage too.
Yeah. Plus, he's the cook. His secondary specialty MOS, I believe, was cook.
Don't get excited, folks. Just Red Bull. That was my top hat in boot camp. Rest in peace. Staff Sergeant Cook, who actually his MOS was a cook, but he died. I guess Adam told me that on our first deployment.
Cobra will finally take over the world. The G.I. Joe can stop us this time.
That's not a very good impression.
Okay.
Monuments as we speak.
It at least this does look like a cartoon format, but not quite like the show, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh my God, G.I. Joe done like Archer or C-Lab.
Oh, yeah.
Time to put a stop to these jokers.
Yo, Joe!
Distracting G.I. Joe by striking the world's monument is a brilliant distraction, Commander. It'll be completely unprotected.
Show us. How's he gonna eat that?
Yeah.
I'm truly a genius, but I can't take all the credit.
Yeah, I'm not digging that voice, I gotta be honest.
Isn't that right,
Because it is such a distinct voice. Destro's isn't too bad.
Home Commander?
Clone Bra Commander.
Hmm.
Now what we got going on? Brazenly stolen world monuments, leaving cities in disarray, and launch a daring surprise attack on the pit. Brace yourself in the onslaught. I'm just gonna knock this out since I already picked the character, and I'm comboing them together because I like ninjas. Storm Shadow Snake Eyes. They're a combo package deal for me.
Okay.
I like ninjas. I like the backstory about how he doesn't talk, which was always an interesting choice. Okay, it tells us the levels. That's good. Up, down, left, right movement. A is jump.
No double jump.
X is hit. Y
Hey, look
is...
at Robot just throws both fists forward.
Well, if one fist hurts, two fists is going to hurt a lot.
Ooh, a little overhead. Oh, you can charge. Can you charge that? I think you can charge a Y.
Yep. We got a charge attack. If you press right bumper, you do whatever I'm doing there. I'm doing ninja. And,
All right.
All right.
Okay.
B looks like a block.
Maybe a taunt is that? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Doesn't look like
And
there's
left
variations
bumper,
on this.
Left bumper tells me what player I am.
You can also do this.
Okay. Not too bad.
Okay, that's way too confusing. Got it. We're good. Basics of what you need for these types of games, right?
Oh, wait. It looks like there's a dash. There is a dash attack.
Double dash, yeah. Oh, you mean like an attack?
Oh, wait.
You can sprint. Some
Are you
sprint.
here?
Yeah. Some are faster than others.
Oh, maybe I'm not. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I'm not. No, there isn't a sprint, is there? No, there is. Oh no. Yeah, see,
I mean, they move
there's a
pretty-
regular
they move-
walk, but
They move pretty fast, though. There's some kind of blue meter, so we'll see what that does.
we're picking up hard discs for some reason.
And you cannot break the boxes. There is apparently an ice cream man outside my apartment. Can you hear that?
Yep.
There you go. Anyone want ice cream? All right, there are guns to pick up.
And I picked it up, but I just threw it. I didn't shoot him with it. That's a very Joe thing to do. Oh, right trigger does I summon the dog.
Oh, yeah, nice, nice. Shadow, I think. Was that his
Yeah.
name?
I think so. There's health for it if you need it. I don't know how you pick it up. Hit it, maybe?
Okay, yeah, yeah. It's,
But yeah, right trigger's like a special.
okay. I'll save mine. We'll see what happens.
Alright. I mean, I'm not disliking this.
You can pick them up. with the attack button.
I think you can.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Right? That's what I'm thinking.
All right.
But yeah, my number one is going to be Storm Shadow. Snake Eyes, it's not my favorite character. Those aren't my favorite characters for overall in G.I. Joe, but they are definitely up there because I like Ninja, and again, I like their whole shtick, and especially in that one I always bring up with the Adult Swim. It was like that short episodic 2-episode thing. It was like a sort of movie.
Was it official G.I. Joe thing?
Yeah. And it was like a bit more serious where like Baron Blood was actually a G.I. Joe undercover and he dies at the beginning. That kind of leads off the events.
Was that Renegade or something? Or...
It might have been. I'll have to look it up whenever we...
Yeah.
Whoa. Hard is hard. I'm already almost down.
We are playing hard, I forgot. Yeah, there will be no ninjas on my list. I'm not a huge fan of Snake Eyes. More a fan of Storm Shadow.
Oh, these guys.
Oh yeah.
I remember them from the, what do you call it? The Atari Commodore or whatever we had.
Oh yeah, Commodore 64.
Yeah. We had a G.I. Joe game on there that... one of these guys would run back and forth. I think it's actually an unbeatable game. Because it just keeps repeating.
That was Roadblock Special, by the way, that gun. But I was more a fan of Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. But speaking of Snake Eyes, if you get a chance to see it, that G.I. Joe Snake Eyes movie, it's not horrible. It's got some good action, some neat, fun parts. There's a part in specifically, it's kind of cool where he's trying to train up and join the group, a ninja group where he's at, but Samara Weaving's in it. She's Scarlet. Baroness is in it. She's pretty good. I don't know who plays her, but it's not horrible if you catch it. But Snake Eyes has that, and I'll be talking a bit more about some of the stuff outside the list, like I'll just go ahead and get this out of the way before I start my list. You can't talk about G.I. Joe without talking about Larry Hama. Larry Hama was a Japanese American. And I only mention that because he has just kind of his frame of mind for some of the stuff he did, maybe. He was, I believe, a Korean War veteran. He was in the army. Hold on. Don't go anywhere.
Is that Lady J's or Scarlet's crossbow? Whichever one had the crossbow. Can't remember.
Oh, Scarlet had the crossbow.
Yeah, if I was quiet, sorry. It was just on hard difficulty. I was expecting this level of challenge.
Yeah, let me look up something real fast. Vietnam. He's a Vietnam veteran. Sorry. I wanted to give him credit. proper credit. But so he was a Vietnam veteran, and he'd actually done a lot more than comics. He'd done a bit of acting. He was actually an extra or something in MASH, I think.
Oh,
He was actually in a Saturday Night Live skit of Apocalypse Now that I never knew about. I kind of want to look up now. But anyway, eventually he, did some other stuff. And he started working at Marvel. And Jim Shooter, if you don't know the story, it's a pretty cool story. I don't know how much you know about the story specifically, but Jim Shooter was the editor in chief of Marvel at the time. And there was leave Roadblock alone. Okay. We'll do this. At the time, this is, early 80s, I'm guessing? You couldn't advertise or there's a limit on advertising toys on TV or something.
or that's it. Major Blood. Sorry.
Major Blood, yeah.
He was a spy for.
Almost made my list, by the way.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I'm going to stop now while we do the boss battle. And I'll catch up to you later. I do like how they have the red and the white Cobra troops. There is a distinction between the two. I think the ones with the white Cobra emblem are officers. Cobra officers.
Oh, okay. Like a ranking structure thing.
Yeah. We do have lives. I just lost my first one. And now that I have full health, I'll talk a bit more. But so that at the time there was like rules about advertising toys on TV, right? Or something like that. So Jim Shooter came up with the idea of, well, we'll make a comic of the toy, and then you can advertise the comic on TV because there's no rule against advertising comics, right?
Yeah.
So that's how the G.I. Joe comic actually, the idea came about. And he pitched it around the Marvel offices, and no one wanted to do it because it was like a toy thing, and it was like, yeah, no one wants to do that. Larry Hama had nothing going on, and he wanted to work, so, when they got to him, he said, sure. And long story short, too late, he wound up doing the vast majority, I believe, of the G.I. Joe run in Marvel. Not only did he do responsible for all of the Marvel run, most of the Marvel run, we'll just say all of it, screw it. He also did a lot of stuff for the toy line. He wrote the majority of the file cards on the back of the figures, if you remember those file cards. He wrote all that. And drew upon his experience of being a war veteran. Do a lot of that. And in fact, one of the G.I. Joes, Tunnel Rat, I don't know if you know who Tunnel Rat is.
Yeah.
Was modeled after him. The likeness.
Might as
So
well grab that.
when you talk about G.I. Joe, you have to talk about Larry Hama. Not only did he do the Marvel run, but he's done over 300 issue across Marvel, IDW, and Sky, whatever I think they're with now. Skywatch, I can't remember what it's with now, but he just continued to do, the vast majority of the G.I. Joe stuff, regardless of who had the license.
Yeah.
So Larry Hama he's G.I. Joe, basically. And I always appreciate how, we're veterans, so it kind of falls in line with that. Him being a veteran, a lot of the stuff he wrote about and knew about, he incorporated. He brought that experience to it. He didn't half-ass it, basically, is what I'm saying. It wasn't,
When you think about it also, obviously the property would lend itself more so to that, but usually you don't get a lot of that, where you'd have a veteran using those experiences, especially, say, something in regards to toys, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Transformers didn't have that. Thundercats.
No.
You know.
And it's just impressive to me because when you think about outside of like indie people, because you know, if you think of Cerberus Yardbark, you're obviously going to think of Dave Sim because he, you know, he's a creator. See, there's the ones with the whites, I think, are the officers. But for like something like Marvel, for someone to last that long on the property and then move along with the other companies once they get licensed, is impressive. And he did other stuff too. Do you remember the series The Nam Marvel had?
Yes.
He was editor of that. I mean, which makes sense given his experience. And Michael Golden used to do the covers in the NAM, and he, along with Michael Golden, he's one of the co-creators of Bucky O'Hare.
Ha. Okay. Bucky
And then he
O'Hare.
did some other stuff too. But I put him along the lines of someone like Chris Claremont, who spent so long on a franchise that, you know, you basically associate them with that franchise.
Yeah.
And that's my Larry Hama spiel. I think he's one of the best creators in comics. And they gave him surprisingly a lot of freedom. Like, there were instances in the Marvel comics where he killed off characters. There's a very, I'd have to look it up to reference it, but there's a very specific instance where like a group of Joes were gunned down. And he wasn't afraid to go there and do that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's my Larry Hammond thing. I'd suggest anybody that's interested, it's a pretty fascinating to read stuff about him. He is one person I absolutely would love if he was ever at a convention to see. I don't know if he does conventions, but
I'll do some digging.
yeah. Well, we got enough of these floppies, huh? I guess they're not floppies, they're
Hard discs, yeah.
hard disks, yeah. They should be floppies.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Oh, tricky.
And I wanted to bring up Hama again because one of his most infamous issues of the comic, and I'll bring up a couple other issues as we talk, is the silent issue. I believe it's G.I. Joe 19. Are you familiar with that?
I don't believe so.
It's, and I think he did it on purpose. I don't think it was, I might be wrong on that, but I don't think it was a thing where he just didn't have an idea and wanted to be lazy. It's a completely silent issue with Snake Eyes. Like, there's no dialogue at all, not even other people. And he's like infiltrating the castle or something.
I think you may have told me about that before, but
Yeah.
You
It's
have
a
that
very
one?
I do not. It's a very famous issue, though. I should get a collection of those G.I. Joes. That's a good idea. I'm gonna write that down.
you shouldn't. You should just wait until the next holiday.
Oh, the cartoon too. I need to get some. I have Transformers season 1. I need to get the.
What do you keep getting stuck on?
Yeah.
Dog.
But anyway, getting onto my list. My list is going to be a mix of nostalgia, recent favorites, and stuff from either the comic and or the toy. It's going to be a mix of things, different reasons why I picked them. Because G.I. Joe was growing up. I was a little bit of everything, but mainly G.I. Joe and Transformers, and more so G.I. Joe, to be honest, considering how we grew up, right? Military kids. The majority of my childhood was in that military setting. In the air shows galore. Growing up, I had I had favorite aircraft. My father was an Air Force veteran.
Is
Is an Air Force veteran. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, I didn't want them to be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I grew up around that, going to air shows.
At least
all
at the time of this recording.
Yes. I still have favorite, planes I like to talk about. F-4 Phantom was my absolute favorite aircraft.
I knew it was Zartan. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
But I'll stop rambling eventually.
No, I mean,
he disappeared.
yeah, he kind of does that.
He did. Speaking of Zartan, I'll go ahead and lead off with him. None of these are in order, except one person, and I'll get to them last. Zartan. Master of Disguise, also kind of like Taskmaster. I don't know where this came from, if it came from the comic or not, or if it was always an ability. But he can copy styles too, not just appearances. So, always appreciated the Master of Disguise type people. More of a mercenary, not just straight up Cobra, even though obviously he aligns with Cobra. But a little bit of an independent streak to him, so he's not just straight up a Cobra lapdog. Zartan be my first entry into the top 10. With special recognition to the Dreadnoks, of course.
Of course, yeah. The whole
Just the
family
whole
and
group,
friends,
whole
yeah.
family and friends. A great concept, like this ragtag, rough, backwoods type group of people that kind of Cobra can hire to do some of the dirtier stuff, maybe. And Zartan was instrumental in a lot of the comic stuff, too. I believe he was the one that killed, well, spoilers, was sent to kill Snake Eyes, but wound up killing the Hard Master or Soft Master. I can't remember which one. There were two of them.
Did you want to try switching characters and see if we pick levels, or you just want to keep going with these characters as long as we can?
We can go for another level.
Okay.
Maybe switch after this one.
That's what I was hoping. Baroness? Assuming.
What's that?
Oh, I thought the level 3 boss shadow looked like Baroness.
Oh,
We're doing the
yeah.
who's that Pokemon, but who's that G.I. Joe?
Oh,
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow. Go for it, man.
no, that's it. My first entry, Zartan.
Then on my number 2, he is my number 1 favorite, Zartan. He's also a ventriloquist, and if I remember, a polyglot, I think is the word. Which is someone that can
What?
speak a shit ton of languages, like 15, 20 languages.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
He was always my favorite because he had a cool design. He could espionage, and like Heath said, he was a third party. And I always imagine that it's like if Zartan is the type of leader Cobra should have had, but if it did, then G.I. Joe would have gone under.
Oh, yeah. That's
Right.
a good one.
And again, the whole family dynamic and friends that he had with the Dreadnoks and everything. Yeah, he's always been my favorite just because he looked wild, and much like, with Transformers, Soundwave being one of my favorite, also being an espionage-style character. Always been a fan of that kind of theme. Not that Zartan couldn't necessarily go toe-to-toe per se, but he recognized that strengths could be found elsewhere.
Also, his toy, I believe, changed colors. Like the figure changed colors.
Oh, yeah. Like
like in the light or in the sun or something like that. I think later, like, how they release, they'll do like classic releases of stuff. I think they actually came with different face coverings that you could put on them.
Put on.
Yeah. Actually, that reminds me, there's a comic I'm going to send you in regards to Zartan. I'll have to dig it up.
Oh, we can follow
Look at
those.
the reflections. That's pretty neat.
Oh, yeah. on the floor. I see that. Yeah.
Whoever waxes the deck here does a really good job.
Really good job. Daniel's son.
Oh, they fall too. Okay. I do like how a lot of the equipment they're using, like those gliders, they came in on this level. The blue gliders, those were a thing. So a lot of the stuff they're using were actually toys, part of the line. Like you mentioned, the robot. I can't remember what they were called. By the way, that was the one I thought would be
The one with the crossover that we
the
would
one
have.
we
Yeah.
talked about. Yeah.
I mean,
There might be another. You never know.
You did make my top 10 cartoon characters list, if I remember.
Mm.
Now, as he pointed out, we grew up, in the military family. I enjoyed G.I. Joe, but did not know as much as he does. I was more of a, let's see, Turtles, Thundercats, and Humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
But I always knew enough about G.I. Joe to enjoy pretty much G.I. Joe whenever it came up. And, of course, I did not like either well, they kind of fixed it by the second movie, but Snake Eyes with lips haunt people's nightmares.
Oh God, yeah, that was.
And as much as I like the actor who plays Zartan, that was not a very good pick for Zartan.
It was not. It was not. A hiss.
A hiss, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bang. Puppy power. But yeah, I mean, you pretty much said everything I would have said about Zartan. So everything you said plus more. This is going to be one of those where we build up meter to use it.
Yeah. Or just hit the hiss.
Jump out of the vehicle before it blows up. Oh,
Oh,
that would have been great.
yeah. Oh, they finally brought an RPG. Hey, maybe this will help.
And the game recommendation was up. Oh, Double Dragon Neon. But talk about Operation Blackout. We enjoyed that game. I was dumb. I should have picked it up before it got delisted. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah, it had pretty good characters. Some of the classics and some of the ones
they
you wouldn't
teleport.
possibly. Oh, Crimson Guard. Some of the ones you might not possibly expect, like sci-fi. I remember was in there.
I can't remember. I just remember that it had a G.I. Joe and Cobra campaign.
Yeah, yeah.
So we
I
had the-
remember being
yeah,
fun. Yeah.
Firefly was in it, right?
Firefly,
Was
yeah.
his name?
Yeah, we'll definitely have to pick it up or play it.
Yeah, I'll hook up the Elgato. I'll get that done. No reason not to. I can't wait on somebody. Apparently, people don't want to make money. That's the only thing I can think of.
What is this?
Maybe. Oh, no, I thought maybe it gave you like an extra life or something, but I don't know. Maybe it fills up all your bars. That's a really good weapon, that bow. Because it like shocks everybody on screen. Or you can throw it.
Well, I was thinking because then you could save the ammo. Just pick it up when you need it.
Sucks.
I was hoping to shock that maybe. one of the banes of beat 'em ups turrets.
Classics, though. Pop-up turrets.
Pop-up turrets. Yeah. I don't know if I lose it, so use it.
Okay, you can block shots, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
There she
Who's
is.
that Pokemon?
Speaking of Baroness, it's my number 2.
Good pick.
Eastern European counterintelligence spy type background. She was interestingly, she was first introduced in the comic before there was a toy.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I lost a life. That I did not know.
Often linked with Destro as a romantic interest, which is an interesting power couple, but always liked her, I liked her design, her outfit, the black with the red Cobra.
Yeah, simple design, too, and it really fit the character well. Right, like, I couldn't imagine her in, like, a more, eccentric outfit, or...
Yeah, yeah. Very cold, calculating. Just a classic villain. Kind of tropish Eastern European, cold and manipulative. But very loyal to Destro, and I think they were a good couple together. Plus, I mean, not to be this kind of person, but growing up, I mean, you kind of like Baroness, right? I mean, I liked her more than Scarlet. We'll just say that.
All right, do you want to try to see if it saves the level?
Yeah, let's go back and see if we...
Okay, so, who do you want to be? You said not Duke, so I'll be Duke.
Yeah, I was never a big Duke. Okay, cool. Okay, that's the one we're going to
Right,
now.
Madness in the Mountains.
Yeah. Nice title.
Probably Destro.
Yeah.
Wow, I went from a ninja with a sword and a dog to a guy in green pants who punches and kicks. I think all the ladies of G.I. Joe, Toon Cobra were always solid choices for characters and designs, right? Like, I think, was it Lady J? Jane? Lady
J.
Yeah. I always liked her outfit more. And she, what was it, a bow or something? I think it was the green.
Javelin.
The javelin, yeah. I always liked her weapons and the green jacket thing. Okay, so I do like a bomb dropping. There's...
Well, let's get this out of the way. Since you mentioned her. That'll be my number 3, Lady J.
Oh, okay.
Another counterintelligence type person. Actually, for a lot of the same reasons you just said. I liked her outfit more than Scarlet's. I liked her weapon, the javelin that she had. It was really cool. As far as I know, she's the only one that had something like that at the time. I just always preferred her to Scarlet. The green jacket, the hat.
That's right,
Weapon.
the hat.
Oh, look, she does a jump attack as she shoots her crossbow. Nothing against Scarlet, but I was always
Oh, yeah,
more of a Lady
yeah.
J person.
Oh, go for it.
But you are right. All the female characters were pretty cool. There was, you know, Lady J, Scarlet, Baroness, also Zarana, Zartana's
Yep.
sister.
Yep.
That's her special. It's pretty good. Little area. You don't have to aim it like you do Roblox, so. And Lady J was, I should have saved it. Was in, to bring up another great comic by Larry Hama. Another one of the classic G.I. Joe Marvel comics. I believe it was number 24 or 25. It's the issue where there's a dog fight. You know what? I'll save this. I'll save it. I'll bring it up later. Spoilers. Oh, okay. I gotta get used to her moving fast.
Oh. Should have saved that
I got
for
lucky. I got that hit. Ooh, hit hard. In the pit you go. Not the Joe pit. Oh, and Lady J was always
What was her job? Like MLS or whatever?
I believe it was also counterintelligence. A shotgun. Counterintelligence, as far as I know.
Okay. The candy bar just makes you invulnerable, fast, and strong for a period of time. Looks like.
Okay, there is a dash. Did we confirm there's a dash attack? Because she does a slide.
Yeah, there's a dash attack. He does a drop kick. Duke. So boilerplate.
He always had a smile on his face, a goofy smile. The toy did. Huh. He was stuck in a loop. I like they were painting
I'm
work.
also I'm actually surprised with this. I was expecting a lot worse from what I saw and what I heard. But this really isn't that bad.
Huh,
I did notice there are unlockables to include 2 new characters that you can unlock.
oh, there's a dash Y attack too.
Yeah, that's how I did the drop kick with
Oh, she does this knee kick,
Like
knee
like a-
high drop kick.
like a needle kick like Cammy from Street Fighter 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
A drill kick, I think it might be called. Oh, drop it up.
Someone needs to work on the, you call an electrician. Get all these wires fixed.
Yeah, environmental. Whoa. Okay.
Hopefully.
Oh, health, thanks. Movement's kind of slippery, I'm noticing. So,
It is.
like, I'm dashing without trying. Let me see if there's an option in here. run mode. That's got to be it, right? Double tap. There we go.
Hey. Yeah, much better.
That's better. Yep. Thank
Much
you,
more,
developers. Thank you.
yeah,
Toggles.
yeah.
The more toggles and control you give players, the better. Oh, no. Dr. Mindbender. Okay. Alright.
Honestly, did I just... Yeah. I was kind of going to guess him based off the cape.
Yeah, that would have been a good call. Played by the same actor who played, remember we watched Lord of Illusion?
Yeah.
The guy who was Benny from The Mummy.
Okay.
The one that was a student of the guy that...
Swan.
Yes, Swan. Right. He played Mindbender in the movies. Yeah.
Totally not who I would think.
Yeah, right.
I don't even remember him in the movies.
He was in it for like 5 minutes. My next one on the list is going to be, might be a surprise to some folks, but I love the design, and I think he is an iconic villain archetype, and that's Cobra Commander.
Okay.
I love the silver faceplate. I love how he looks like he's a competent villain until you hear him speak and watch him do things, and then you realize, oh, this guy's just basically like a rich guy, I'm assuming, that hired all his friends. Or hired friends, people to be his friends and work for him. But really great design, like with the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And the uniform. I even like him with the cape that you see with them sometimes. We're going back. I'm not going to play this Duke. I'm going to stick to Snake Eyes. Actually,
You want to try Roadblock?
I'm going to see something extra to shop. I will show you the unlockable characters.
Oh.
So you get different modes, right? Arcade mode. For harder difficulty, boss rush mode, one hit mode, double trouble, makes more enemies appear on the screen, enemy shuffle, randomizes basic enemies. These are all really great. Double the hit force of every attack, item shuffle, first character, Gung Ho, and Ripcord.
Or the Paratrooper. Well, he was a Halo. But yeah.
Now, hopefully we get to pick our level.
I like the Roadblock.
Yes, okay. So once you play it, you unlock it.
Nice. Yeah, Cobra Commander's of course.
The big three, the Mount Rushmore of cartoon villainy was, for me, I think I said, it's a tattoo I actually wanted to get a while back. It was going to be Zartan, but I could see Cobra Commander, Mumra, Megatron, and I forgot who I picked for the fourth.
Wait, did you say Mumra?
Yeah.
The Mumra.
But point being is Cobra Commander...
Skeletor?
Who?
Skeletor?
Skeletor, thank you. That would be it, right there. All right, that'd be the Mount Rushmore of cartoon villainy. All very different type of evil, villainous type of characters.
Mm-hmm.
Cobra Commander being that cowardly, sneaky, planning type. Mumra kind of being the all-powerful type of villain. Megatron being very cutthroat.
Yeah, ruthless,
and ruthless, so on and so forth, right? Like, Cobra Commander is very iconic in that regard, and I've always liked the design and just how they handle them.
The voice actor, same voice actor for
Starscream, yep.
As most people know. I actually, and I do like his design. He's not on my list. I prefer the hood to the
yes,
helmet.
Thank you. That's another one. I do like the hood. The
Yeah.
hood is a good look.
Also, canonically, I can't remember.
Car salesman.
I've heard car salesman and pyramid scheme. I think it's one of those is actually canon. But speaking of Cobra Commander, I am not still a huge fan of the whole Serpentor thing. I mean, it was kind of interesting, you know, taking all the DNA of all these, you know, famous military people and all that. And,
Health up there.
I wasn't really a big Serpentor fan. Ironically, Larry Hama was not either. He's commented that they kind of, when they went to that more supernaturalish type sciencey thing, you know, he kind of didn't like that as much, but I always like Cobra Commander and how he is in the comic is as you might expect, not quite the same as how he is in the TV show. He's a lot more competent in the comic. Had a son in the comic named Billy.
Which doctor?
Yeah, that was a plot point at some point. Those gliders there, those are an actual toy. I think they were bigger though. Is it roadblock? Nope.
I have a feeling you could probably beat this pretty easy if you just do the whole jump kick trick. Right? There's usually a certain move you can do.
Yeah. Good old roadblock. Always rhyming. Heavy gunner. Played by The Rock, I think, right?
Oh, probably.
In the second G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Which, I like the second one more than the first, but that kind of helps because they have Bruce Willis as the original Joe.
The original Joe, yeah.
Joe
And,
Colton, I think.
The guy who played the Punisher is Firefly.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, Firefly. Go ahead and grab it.
Oh, ran out.
Adam, what are you doing? I'm just...
Oh,
Oh,
yep, nice. Are we gonna fight the two laser cobras?
yeah, you know something big's coming. Oh, I didn't even notice he pulls a bone out when you do that.
Oh yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see?
Yep.
I'm assuming at one point that pit opens up, so... Otherwise, why would it be there? Or maybe something comes out. Ah, Y picks up the health too.
Oh, okay.
I should have known that. There's a shotgun if you want it.
Now we're at that part where I'll see items on the ground, but I don't know if I want to pick them up because something bigger might be around the corner.
Right, yeah.
All right, he's doing the moonwalk.
I think you're invulnerable, or at least I am when I'm doing that, my special.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hit detection is a little wonky. For the hit box, I guess. But that's fine.
My number 4, Destro. I've always been a fan of second in commands. So, you know, arguably, well, not arguably, he isn't, but maybe on the field, second command, but like Soundwave was always a confidant to Megatron.
Yeah.
Destro fills that kind of same spot. Plus, he's got a cool design. And I always love the banter. Again, I'm pulling mostly from the cartoon. He's definitely the more knowledgeable guy when it comes to G.I. Joe, so from other sources, but not that he would undermine Cobra Commander, but he always knew Cobra Commander was kind of an idiot and would call him out for some dumb stuff he would do. And you always need that kind of person on your payroll. He was what, like an arms dealer, I think?
Yep.
Which, that can be cool. Could have been played by Nick Cage, because Nick Cage was in that Lord of War. But
In
yeah.
fact, that's, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to cap it off with saying Destro is probably my top 3 favorite. But, yeah, go ahead.
So one of the cannons from one of the runs from one of the companies with the mask is that something about he's an energy something, and it keeps his, I don't know, like energy from dissipating or something. It's really weird. But I think the official canon is his family were arms dealers or weapons dealers, and his ancestor had to wear a mask because he was caught selling weapons to both sides at one point. So it's like in honor of that ancestor. They punished him by making him wear a mask, so he wears it to honor them.
Okay, I think that was the
That's
glitch.
the official canon. Yeah, that was pretty weird. Firefly, of course, being the saboteur, is throwing bombs on himself. And hopping around.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Cobra Commander didn't employ necessarily people who had military background and stuff, right? Like the G.I. Joe are all like military and different military positions, right?
Yes. Not everyone, no. I don't think so. Firefly, I think... I don't know if he was French Foreign Legion. I think he was French military. We'll talk more about Firefly later. Also, it's interesting you mentioned that G.I. Joe getting people from the military, because that's going to be something we'll talk about later when we get to another list. I won't spoil anything, but a brilliant idea I had. Go back to the main menu for a minute, if you don't mind.
Like all the way back?
Well, yeah, do we have enough to unlock people?
Oh, no, I didn't think so. I think when I checked, we're at 507, so yeah, we need
Oh,
2000.
I see. Okay, yeah, never mind.
So,
I was kind of curious about how they played out, but if we don't get to, that's fine.
oh, I'm red now.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I guess I hit the button first.
I don't think it
Okay.
matters.
Nah.
Well, then my number 5, and it's purely because if this is the episode I'm thinking of, Shipwreck. 1, he's got a parrot. 2, I've always liked the Cracker Jack look. 3, that one episode where
I know. Yep, I know exactly the one you're talking about.
I call it Shipwreck Goes to Cobra Town, but I think it's called, I'm looking it up right now.
Springfield. It should be Springfield in the comics.
Yeah, he's famously featured in the 2-part episode There's No Place Like Springfield.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is like it's a fake town created by Cobra,
Yes.
right? And it's solely focused on him. And they try and trick him using like fake Joes and everything. And I just love those 2 episodes. But yeah, Shipwreck's my number 5 because again, really, I like the Cracker Jack uniform and the parrot, and I'm gonna have to make up for that, and I will in the later list building. Being a former Marine, I can't say that about a Navy guy, right? But
I was never a huge fan of his, but I did like the character. He was a pretty good character. I remember that episode very much. That is a good episode.
and to be fair, a lot of that is probably because of that episode.
Were you done with Shipwreck?
Oh yeah, go for it.
So speaking of Springfield, I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm glad we're here because another really good memory I have is it was a pretty big event in the comic because Springfield was from the comics too. Well, I mean, it was probably in the comic before the show, I imagine. But and it was exactly how it was on the show. It was basically a town Cobra set up, but it was secretly a base, right?
Yeah.
It was a big deal in the comic when they finally figured that out. In fact, I remember the episode. It was number 50. It was a big number issue like that. You know, typically issue 50s might be double sized or something, but I think if I remember the story correctly, Ripcord had infiltrated Cobra Island to find his girlfriend, who was named Candy. And I think she winds up being killed. Anyway, another toy, the bubble. Anyway, I think it's Ripcord who figures out while he's on Cobra Island that Springfield is a secret Cobra base. It was a huge issue because then, G.I. Joe mounted up and got, a big battle rolling into Springfield with everybody, and Cobra had to, fight back and try to escape and all this. And at that point, Serpentor had been introduced and he was doing things, and it was a pretty big deal for the comic, that issue. Love to revisit it. You want that shotgun? I know you like your shotguns. Oh, look at the license plates. Oh, another shotgun.
Oh no. Keep looking at your health bar too.
I always enjoyed also the figures, the toys that had the animals with them. I can't remember if Shipwreck came with the little parrot or not. I like Snake Eyes with Shadow, which was not with the initial
Release.
run. Right. It was I think like the second run or something. Maybe when they introduced the swivel elbows, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
That the elbows could swivel. I just now noticed, look at it, it's like cardboard, the cars and the
yeah,
in the houses even.
that is cool.
There's health up there. For
Wow. Thank you. I noticed when you're hitting an enemy, if you hit an enemy twice with X and then press Y for the third hit, you'll do a different combo. But you have to actually be hitting an enemy.
Okay.
I throw a ninja star, for example.
I do a knee. So I mentioned the animal thing because my number 4 is going to be someone who came with an animal. Spirit. The Native American tracker. Charlie Ironknife, I think was his name. It's like the concept of having a Native American, you know, kind of tropish, I guess, that he's a tracker, but he was a cool character, had a cool outfit, came with the Eagle Freedom. Was actually used in the show. Specifically the Weather Dominator episodes, if you remember those.
Yeah.
He was the rival of Storm Shadow. They came across each other in multiple occasions. Oh, I wasted that.
Yeah, we call that flip.
I still remember a line they had between each other. I think it was in the snow, like they were in a snow region or something. The spirit says, "I feel a presence." And Storm Shadow responds, "That presence feels you as well, Cobra." It was just so cool. He also had some pretty good stuff going on in the comics too. Just like the concept, you know, of the Native American tracker type person, liked his outfit. He's also Max Brooks. I think I had you read this, but Max Brooks, son of Mel Brooks, who wrote World War Z.
Yep.
That's not what I thought I had you read, but you've read that before.
Yeah,
right?
you had me read the ones under. You told me to read 2 specifically. It was the one I guess was like a sub.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
a
the
good one.
one underneath France and the
French, the underneath tunnels in France. That's a good one. And I mean that I don't want to go off on a rant on that because that's such an excellent book anyway. The blind Japanese guy in the forest. God, I need to reread. I need to get a copy of that. I don't know where mine is. I gotta write that down. I'm glad I mentioned it. But anyway, Max Brooks also wrote a graphic novel about various G.I. Joe and Cobras. They're like little stories. Like Doc had one. Blowtorch had one. I didn't know if that would help or not. So. And Spirit had one. He had a pretty good one. It was called G.I. Joe Hearts and Minds. I think I had you read it. I'm not certain. If not, I'll dig it up. But it's a pretty good read. And he was a big fan, actually. He in his foreword that he did for the book, he mentioned the comic I'm going to fall back and mention later about that dogfight as being his favorite. What made him fall in love with the comics. So. Look in the sandbox. They wrote Cobra. Oh, my special, the shocking thing. It makes the bubbles fall. I don't know if they were going to fall anyway. But yeah, it's my number 4, Spirit.
Oh, I'm down. And I go down.
I need my range, much as I can.
All right, if you're blocking, you can move up and down.
I haven't been blocking at all. I probably should. You said it blocks the guns too. Ah, the Crimson Twins.
These two.
It would have been one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, what were they called?
Tomax and Zaymot. And Zaymot was the one with the scar. They featured prominently. I'm gonna go ahead and I did mention they would have been an honorable mention. Well, they are an honorable mention then. They figured prominently in a comic that featured someone I'll throw out as my number 5, and that is Chuckles. Chuckles is my number 5. Chuckles was the G.I. Joe undercover agent. And if you're not familiar with the name, he had the Hawaiian t-shirt.
Yes.
And the outfit was in the toy were okay. I mean, he was an undercover guy, so he wore a Hawaiian t-shirt. He's not going to be wearing like camo or anything. Interesting. But the primary reason he's on this list is, cover me for a second. I'm not remembering the name. Or pause it if you don't mind. The primary reason he's on my list. I apologize. I thought I knew him. Nicholas comic is a comic he was in called I think it's just called G.I. Joe Cobra. Yeah, just G.I. Joe Cobra. The first series. They made a sequel to it that I wasn't really interested in because it seemed to kind of veer off into something I didn't want to read about, but not that it was bad, it was just kind of didn't interest me. But so the basic gist of the story, and it is I had it on Comixology. You can resume, thanks. When you're ready. I had it on Comixology, but I don't have access to anymore. I really need to get a hard copy of it, so I need to write that down too.
Yeah, I think you had me read something with them.
Yeah, I think it would have been that. So basically, the gist was Hawk fires Chuckles. What's that?
Why do these feel like references? Kirk's Pizza, Sans Comics.
It's gotta be, right?
Bill's Barbecue.
But Hawk pretends to be fed up with Chuckles' lackadaisical and joking style. So he fires Chuckles from G.I. Joe. Says, "You're out, pack your stuff up, get out of here." And what he does is, and it's one of those things where, you know, no one else can know about it. Like the other Joes can't know.
This is, I'm getting images. You had me read this. Oh, you recommended I check it out.
Yeah, had him go undercover to try to figure out that guy was in a box. He just freed you.
I'm a man in a box.
Trying to find out what Cobra is up to, right? So, and it's such a great read. This is the kind of stuff he does, and it goes into all the undercover stuff and everything, and you know, he's got he reports back by they inserted this thing into his tooth, so he would have to do Morse code with like Hershey Kisses, the foil. He would have to chew on it to send the signal out in like Morse code with this thing in his tooth. But it's just, the whole series is very well written. It's very interesting and at times very dark. And Tomax and Zaymot figure prominently in it. So look it up, G.I. Joe Cobra, the Chuckles story. I'm looking at Pinball Space Invader. But that's primarily the reason Chuckles is on this list. The story is that good. That Chuckles made my list.
I remember it being pretty good.
He's very well written in it. Because he's having a during the
this guy. I remember this thing.
During a combat, he's having to do stuff, that he normally wouldn't. Goes against what he would do as a Joe, bad guy stuff, just to keep his cover. My number 5, Chuckles.
Just because I want to give you more time. Because, again, you're definitely more of a wealth of knowledge in regards to this. Even though I remember this thing, I don't know what it was called, but I always thought they were cool. Yeah. I know he said he didn't like it. I forgot his name. I'm bad with names, though. But Serpentor. I like the Cobra whole shtick that he's got going on with the getup. Anytime you have anything to do with Temujin, Genghis Khan's name, because Genghis Khan's a title, it's not his name. On top of being a mixture of all the world's greatest military strategists through history, even though it never, at least in the cartoon series, really played out that way. I dug that whole angle. I like the character idea. I like the outfit. I don't know if he was, like, because of it made him insane or something. I feel like that was probably something they did with him, but if not, that's what they should have done. But he's my number 6, and I'm going to pair that up with another one real quick, because, again, I want to go through mine quicker so that you have a lot more time to talk about G.I. Joe. Because, again, you're... If this was Thundercats, our roles would be kind of reversed with that, I feel.
Yeah.
So my number 7 is, I'm not the biggest fan of the whole Cobra Law storyline from the series when they brought it in, but I did what's his name? Globulus?
Globulus?
Yeah, I like the design. The whole snake people, there were some really neat designs, and being a big fan of, like, Thundercats, you can tell why I would like those designs. And that's where my honorable mention also comes in. The Royal Guard.
Okay.
Where they're almost like these insect-looking serpent creatures. But I always liked his design with the whole snake tail and the eye patch. I don't remember all of his second commands. I think there was, like, some snake lady, and then there was a guy that had, like, almost remind me of Archangel from Marvel.
Yes.
The wings.
Yeah, with, like, metal wings.
I just love their designs, but I picked the main leader of it because he had a serpent body, and I thought that was really cool. Really cool, folks. That's what it really levels out with me for the most part. So that was my number 6 and 7. I'll take a breather with it for a moment, though. You can expound on them if you know anything about them, or if you want to rage against the storm about it. That's fine, too.
Yeah, not really. The only thing I know about them is I don't think they were in the Marvel comic, or at least it was after.
They were in comics. I don't know which versions, but
I was never a fan of that whole Cobra Law stuff.
Yeah.
And I hated that. Yeah, that. I hated that. It seemed to me, and they were cool designs though. The absolutely Globulus, the snake guy was a cool. They were all cool designs. Nemesis Enforcer was
Nemesis Enforcer. Yes, that was the guy with the wings. Yes,
which is a really cool
that's a
name.
great name.
Yeah. It just so nothing against the characters really. It's just it didn't vibe.
Yeah,
It's kind of like how Larry Hama said when it went to the weird type stuff for Serpentor.
Mm-hmm.
It was more of that.
And see why that probably appeals to me is because I'm a fan of things like Inhumanoids, Thundercats, where it's kind of like that fantasy element, fantasy sci-fi bit.
Kind of seemed like jumping the shark to me. I mean, it's a cool jump, definitely.
Actually, I was gonna say, you know what they reminded me of design-wise? If I had to put it to another animated series, do you remember Jace in the Wheeled Warriors?
Yes.
I felt like they had fit more in that kind of a setting. I think there were plant creatures in that. But I haven't watched that series in forever. Yeah, I wanted to get through my stuff because I know you got a lot of. And we're like 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah.
And the reason we play on hard, folks, remember everything's unedited, unscripted, completely unprofessional, is if we can beat a game on hard first time playing it, you can too. You might enjoy it more. And speaking of sci-fi, look what's right there.
Yeah. Pause it for a minute. Sorry, I'm looking up something real fast.
While we're waiting, I'll jump into my number 8. Again, I'm rushing through mine a bit just because we know we're on a bit of a timetable too. So do apologize for that. To make up for it, I'm going to do 8 and 9 together. Leatherneck and Gung Ho.
Okay.
I like Leatherneck because he dressed appropriately. Gung Ho, I never really liked his uniform too much, but having a big EGA on your chest. And of course, joining the Marine Corps much later after the fact. But I think Gung Ho was what, like recon?
I believe so.
And I don't recall what Leatherneck was.
I think just general infantry.
Just general infantry.
But I did like Leatherneck.
I like Leatherneck.
I like Leatherneck more than Gun Ho.
But they both had the 8-point cap, which I always was a fan of our 8 points. I always kept mine nice and crisp, just so you know.
I think Pythona was.
Pythona was the lady, Viper lady.
Yeah, just want to look that up real fast. Thanks.
Why does Snake Eyes have bracelets, ankle bracelets for? Right? Like,
yeah. Right.
What laws did he break? But yeah, and I mean that's really about as far as it goes with those two. Is they're both Marines. I was in the Marine Corps, so this one's probably more of an after the fact thing because being in the Marines, I went back and watched some of the series. I still need to watch all of it. I have the complete series. Dark Snake Eyes, okay.
Oh, all right. Didn't know if that was a thing, but
probably at this point.
Yeah, probably was.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, right. Leave me alone. Go after your better half.
He knows all my moves, though. At least he can't summon a dog.
That we know of.
A dark shadow.
Oh, sorry, we got him stuck.
Oh, you can kind of juggle him. Okay. Well, I can live with this. Well, this is how you win, folks. Get him in a corner, wait for him to come down, and Battletoads him.
It is a beat 'em up strategy.
Yep.
My number 6, Breaker. Breaker was the first generation G.I. Joe comms expert. I was a comms person in the Army. Back then it was the 31 uniform. I think it's a 25 something now. They switched all the 31s to 25. But anyway, I was a comms person. Very much enjoyed what I did and everything. So I always have a soft spot for the comms people. And Breaker was the OG G.I. Joe communications expert. And he was a prominent bubblegum chewer in the comic. It was his quirk, but...
Leatherneck was infantry, secondary MOS drill instructor.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Basically, that's all it is for Breaker. Just he was the comms guy. He was the original. So he's my number 6. Shout out to the other comms people. Dial Tone. Not sure which one came next. Dial Tone and Mainframe. I think there might be others, but those are the only ones I'm aware of. But my number 6, Breaker.
And a little bit of bias bleeds through, right? Because again,
Yes,
Leatherneck
yes.
for me being an infantry in the Marine Corps myself. Infinity.
Speaking of the like the first line of Joe's, they kind of almost had a standard look to them. There were different, that guy's frozen. There were some differences, like Snake Eyes did have his black outfit, but for the most part, the other ones were pretty much had some form of a green uniform that kind of looked pretty standard, right? Mm-hmm. Little things that you could differentiate between them. Like I remember Flash was like the laser expert. And he had like this a bat. Can't remember what BAT stands for. Battle armor or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say battle
automated,
something.
Maybe automated trooper. Yeah, but bats for like the robots. But like Flash, like the laser guy, had like this orange pad on him. So there were little bits that could differentiate between them. But so Breaker didn't have the flashiest of uniforms, but it was like a standard green one. And speaking of the old school toys, I can still remember most of them I had. I had Steeler. Steeler was the tank driver, and he came with the tank. And I think the tank was called... Pause it for a minute. Sorry, and I apologize if it's bothering anyone. But I did have the tank. It was called, Steeler was the driver, came with it, the MOBAT. The G.I. Joe MOBAT, and it's an acronym for something. Motorized Battle Tank, I think is what it stands for.
Battle Android Trooper.
No, sorry. Oh, that's what BAT is? Battle Android Trooper. Okay. Multi-Ordnance Battle Tank, the MOBAT. And the cool thing about the MOBAT is... I don't even know if toys do cool things like these days, but
I don't think so.
You could put Steeler in like the turret at the top, and if you press the turret forward, it had battery operated, it would move forward. So it was mobile. But I had that. It's one of the first G.I. Joe vehicles I remember having. I also had I'll just run down the freaking vehicles I had. I had the first Joe copter. The Dragonfly is what it was called. And it was kind of modeled after, not kind of, it was pretty much modeled after a, ironically, the AH-64 Cobra helicopter, if you remember those.
I would have to see it.
They're like a Vietnam era. Had a gun under the turret. I'll show you. I'll send you a link in between levels. But the Dragonfly was the Joe copter. I had that. One of my honorable mentions was the pilot that came with it, Wild Bill. He was cool because he had like a cav type uniform, cavalry. And I was in a cavalry unit, one of my units. Had a great time actually in Korea. And he had the cavalry hat. You remember what those look like, the blue ones?
Yeah.
Wild Bill was the pilot. And the Dragonfly was cool because it had this button on the side that if you pushed it, you kept pushing it, the rotors would move. Your thumb would get tired eventually, of course, but it was pretty neat. And then I had one of the... I didn't have the vehicle Clutch came with. Clutch was the first driver motor pool guy. I didn't have that first vehicle, but I had one of the others I can't remember the name of. And then I had the Sky Striker, I think was the plane. It was kind of modeled after an F-14. I think the wings moved like an F-14.
You need the help more than I do. I got two lives.
Where they could go out or in, and Ace was the pilot. So I had the Sky Striker. I think that was the name of it. And then I had this very generic APC type thing that you could use. You could throw all your Joes in it and had a turret on the top. It was probably the least exciting Joe vehicle because some of them got pretty ridiculous, like we talked about. That one you told me that Adam had.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them got really ridiculous with the weapons and everything. And those are the vehicles I remember having. I had a lot of the characters too. Remember I had Recondo. I had Tripwire, the mine detector guy.
Oh, yeah.
I probably had so many, I'm not even remembering them. I did have Duke. And I also had... my number 7. Were you done with your list? I'm sorry.
I got one more, but no, you can keep
You can
rolling
go
into it.
I did also have... well, we're about to find out if there's continues.
There's health up there if you want it.
Yeah. Too much talking, folks. Gotta remember, it is on hard. My number 7 is the very first figure I ever owned. I know this for a fact. So I've never forgotten it, and you are going to appreciate this. I've mentioned it to you before. I don't know if, not that I would expect you to remember. Short Fuse was the very first Joe I ever owned, and he was the mortar guy. That was his primary military. He came with a mortar. I'll send you a link to that too.
Yeah. Was it? I'm curious if it was a 60. Probably a 60.
Yep, that was. He makes my list solely because he was my first. There's nostalgia reasons. Oh, he's dead. Oh, okay.
I keep blocking, I think you can just keep hitting him in the back. Oh, no, he breaks your block.
I like how you got that little staff.
He seems stuck there. I will take this as a win.
I do like the audio tell of when your blue meter fills up, so if you're not
Yes.
specifically watching it, that's a pretty nice touch. Shadow.
And my number 10, just to knock it out, so then you can have free reign. Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh.
I liked him as a wrestler. Not my favorite wrestler. Not even like top 10. But just seeing a wrestler or a real life human being being put into an animated universe blew my mind. It's like, that is so cool. I like the drill instructor approach. And it's as simple as that. So Sergeant Slaughter makes my number 10 to finish my list off. And the rest is free reign for you to take all the time you need or want.
Interestingly,
He said we had to leave.
um,
Know if I should go with him.
I think there was a
just to do,
kerfluffle real quick with him in the WWF with that whole shtick.
I believe so. Hold on, I'm looking at some things to send you.
Knowing is half the battle.
Nice. There were also the Fridge was another real life person that had a Joe figure. You remember William the Refrigerator Perry?
Oh, okay, yep.
And there was, thank you.
Yep, yep, no problem.
There was a I'm gonna find a good picture. Yeah, I mean you'll get the gist anyway. So
The G.I. Joe on Adult Swim thing, by the way, was called Resolute, which I have on Blu-ray DVD.
let's put that aside. We'll watch that.
Yeah, it was like 5-10 minute episodes or something.
There is a Cobra trainer named Big Boa.
Is that supposed to be like Jake the Snake?
No, he
I just got wrestling on the mind now.
he was an actual character. He had a toy. I mean, he was in the comic and everything, and I imagine at the show at some point. But originally he was supposed to be a rival to Rocky. They were supposed to have a Rocky toy.
In G.I.
but
Joe?
Yeah,
Really?
kind of like how Sergeant Slaughter, right?
Yeah.
But they could never get it working. So, but they kept the character Big Boa as like a trainer. He's like a boxer type person.
Oh, God, he's got a interesting design. At least the one I'm looking at. With like some weird helmet and red suspender spike thing. Bear chest.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember if they had any other real life people other than Slaughter and Perry. Hold on one second. I'm going to send this stuff to you. Is that? I sent you Short Fuse, the Dragonfly, and then an actual picture of the Apache.
Well, that is it.
Or not the Apache. No, wait, No, I'm sorry. Disregard the Apache. That's not even... It's a Cobra.
That looks closer to a 60 mortar than an 81.
Looks closer to a what? Sorry?
A 60. And it looks like it even has like the hand firing, because you can hand fire 60 mortars. There's a trigger on it. They don't recommend it.
Really?
I let a sergeant do it when we were in Iraq and getting bombed. he was begging me. He's like, "Can I please fire the 60 in the hand trigger mode?" I was like, "Fine, do it, dude." Because at that point, I was in charge of anything. So like, I was telling second lieutenants and first lieutenants what to do. Because my job at old U.B.A.D, new U.B.A.D was to be the counter battery. So I was leading that fire when we were there, which meant that even though they outranked me, my billet meant that I was in complete control. So I was like, "Yeah, you can hand fire the 60." So few people get to do that. And he did it in a live fire situation. He was so happy. Sergeant, I think he may have been from Charlie Company.
So disregard that first helicopter. That's an Apache. I can't believe I got those mixed up. The AH-64 is the Apache. That's the newer attack helicopter.
Oh, okay.
That second one is the AH-1 Cobra. That was the Vietnam era attack helicopter. But that's what the Dragonfly was modeled after.
I can kind of see it with like the glass on the upper part of the roof.
Yeah.
Looks like there's more glass to it. Or it might just be the angle of the picture.
Alright, enough. We're probably boring the people watching, but wanted to get that out of the way.
Oh, look what's spray painted there. Dreadnoughts.
Oh yeah, and Destro up top. There's a picture of Destro.
Viva la Cobra. I don't remember that sergeant's name though, folks. So, like I said, he was Charlie Company. I was Weapons Company. So. And we're gonna see what happens when we get a game over, because we're both on 0 lives.
Oh yeah. Pop that. It's been a little bit challenging for hard. I think it started out easy, but it's been...
Yeah, it's fair though. I think it's fair. And you can pick levels, so it's not like once you die you have to start from the very beginning of the game.
Hold on, this is cool. If you look at the graffiti by the two weird head things,
Yep.
it's got 3 names that I can see. Classic Joes. Oh, and Doc is there too. Doc wasn't the first generation, but Breaker, like I mentioned, the comms guy. Flash, the laser guy I mentioned, and Grunt. Grunt was the actual name of the first infantry. Not very imaginative, but I think I read at some point that it wasn't meant to be his name. It was meant to be his job.
His job, yeah.
Yeah, but it somehow turned into his name. So, yeah, they got 3 old school names there: Grunt, Flash, and Breaker.
And
There's
J
Doc,
which is
too.
French.
And what?
Je t'aime, I think. It's
Oh.
French for I think I love you.
Oh,
Can't remember.
huh.
Took French in high school. It's been too long, folks.
Cover Girl. You see Cover Girl? She was one of the drivers for one of the.
I remember you
vehicles.
telling me a little bit about it.
Her story was she was an actual model who decided to join the military and made it to G.I. Joe. Pretty impressive. My number, where am I? Number 8 is another Native American. And he at Wild Bill, okay. The reason he makes the list is because he is airborne. That's his name, Airborne. He is the I don't remember if he came before or after Ripcord, but he is the airborne trooper. This is military specialty. And that's pretty much why he makes the list, because I was airborne. I was actually a jump master, for those of you that know what that is. The people that lead the other paratroopers out of the plane. It was the most fun thing I did while I was in the military. I enjoyed it. I loved it. Part of it would be you had to do your safety check, and as the plane was flying, you would lean out the side of the plane, do a visual safety check. So imagine you're flying, if you know what it is, in a C-130, leaning out of the door, doing a visual check just to make sure you're not sending people jumping out into something they shouldn't. Yeah, airborne is my number 8. Makes a list because I was airborne. I used to have that figure too, actually. His figure I didn't own growing up. I bought that after I joined the military, to be honest. And you'll know where I bought it from, because it was we actually, you just mentioned it recently when we drove by it. That little toy shop that used to be in Pace.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right there on
by
that
where
road. I
that
forgot.
old pool hall used to be.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I forgot the name of that road.
Yeah. That's where I bought it from.
All right, so this is gonna make this part easier. You and I are transferred to the G.I. Joe-verse. Now, I guess we can Joe it up. So we join the Joes. Do we have you have a job and a name? What would it be?
I kind of think, is this a job I think I would do or I would want?
You can pick. Like I'll go first. I would be an FDC chief, so mortars. It'd be like the guy you said, the mortar guy. Right. But that would mean I could also use more, because I mean I know how to use mortars.
Yeah.
I still do. I mean I've got a bunch of books and stuff, MCI stuff that I had carried with me. So. And I would go by the name, because this was a name for a lot of people in the FDC. I don't know if it still is, but Nerd Herd. Alright, it used to be called the Nerd Herd, because we did all the math and calculations for the mortars. We were basically the brains or the eyes. Right. Well, our forward observers would be the eyes. The FDC would be the brains, because we tell the mortar crew what to put on the guns. So... and that would be my Joe, I guess. You know, because it was my MOS, but also
what
my
would
name.
be your secondary specialty? Because every Joe had a secondary.
Secondary?
Yeah, secondary MOS.
That one I'd have to pick because, I mean, I guess the basic would be, I'd be 03 everything then, because, you know, every Marine's a rifleman, but in Iraq I fired everything from a 50 cal and a Mark 19 on down to an M9 in actual combat situations. So I've been a machine gunner, I've been a basic rifleman, I've been an assaultman, you name it. I used to work alongside recon, special forces a lot of times. They would want me to either drive with them or get on a stack. So, but I just go 03 everything would be my second MOS.
Okay.
Kind of cheating, but
No, that's fine. You're a Joe. You can have that many
Right.
special. I mean, I'm sure every Joe is an infantry person too, except for Lifeline. Maybe Doc, I can't remember. Lifeline was a medic who was a pacifist. He had a red outfit, I remember. That's a very good question, and I actually have an interesting answer. I wouldn't pick comms because I did enjoy the comms unit I was in, and obviously I met a lot of my army buddies that I still stay in contact with. And I got really lucky with the units I was in. I was in the Spec Ops community, some support units. So I got to do a lot of cool and fun stuff, but I wouldn't necessarily pick that. I had at one point before, I don't know how much of this you remember, I'd gotten hurt, was planning on going to selection for SF. And what I wanted to do was the Special Forces guys have their own specialties. They were the 18 series. I don't know what they are now, but there was like a weapons expert, a medic, a team leader, and all that. But anyway, the comms person. I didn't want to be the comms person. I wanted to be an engineer, actually. Whatever 18 series that was, I think might have been Charlie. So I would be an engineer. If I could say specific, it would be, you know, the Special Forces engineer, but that's what I would pick for my specialty. I guess for secondary, I could say comms because you know, that's what I did. And I was good at it.
Do you have a name picked out?
Name, that's a good one. Because I wasn't that involved at all with the engineering community. I don't know of any phrases like you would with the nerd herd thing. What would be a good engineer?
Mind you, that's what they used to call us.
Right.
We used to call them useless, so it was kind of like, can't do anything without us.
Probably something to do with blowing stuff up, I guess. I don't know, I'd have to think about that. Storm Shadow? We didn't find Storm Shadow yet, did we?
No.
Okay. I think that's obviously that is probably. Or it might be Billy, Cobra Commander's son, because he became a ninja at some point.
I'm sure I told you this story, but I was also selected for, well, snipers and Force Recon. Force Recon and SOI. I was woken up in SOI at 1 o'clock in the morning because they said my name was on a list. And I said, my name is not on a list. And they said, well, your name is on our list. And I said, son of a... And I come to find out, when I called up my recruiter, when I got time, I was like, so I got woken up to go run to see if I'm going to be in Force Recon. And he immediately responds with just laughing. That was Gunny Edwards, right? And he did that on purpose to mess with me. And he's like, well, I just want to do something a little extra for you, too. I know you just said infantry when you put down what job you wanted to do. But, yeah, so, you know, I went through the whole, you know, PFTs, the swim qualification stuff we had to do for it, or the swim, you know, treading water for 30 minutes in a area as small as what the chair you're sitting in right now, but with like 10 other dudes. So, and then of course after that you have to run another PFT. So you do 2 PFTs in the swim qualification type challenge in the period of a very short amount of time. Like I'm talking an hour, maybe 2 hours tops. And then for snipers, I just used to party and drink with the snipers all the time, and they liked me. Did a lot of training with them because they were also technically not weapons company, but attached to weapons company. And I remember I was like, all right, hey, you know, I'm going to go to snipers. And Gunny was like, no, you're not. And I was like, why not? And he's like, well, you're the only one that knows how to do this shit, so we got to keep you in FDC. So my sniper career did not go very far. They were cool guys. Go free climbing with them a lot of times. There's a lot of outdoors extracurricular activities off work time.
Yeah, it is impressive what they do, snipers.
Yeah, I got to mess with the ghillie suits and rifles that they used.
Something I definitely would not be eligible for because I was not Very good marksman. I mean, I was okay. I never like failed or anything, but I wasn't like wouldn't send me out to snipe anybody. I would basically spray and hope something hit. I would not be the good sniper. Like someone keeps shooting at us from over that ridge.
I'm gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
I'm collecting these because I don't know if it adds to maybe what we get to unlock characters.
I'm hoping it does because I'm kind of curious just to at least see what Ripcord does. Him being a paratrooper. Halo guy. And gun. See what gun does. Oh, I already did airborne, right? So I got 2 more. My number 9 is, I believe, one of the few Cobra vehicle drivers, Mindbender's Medicine, that is actually named. And he was the pilot of, I did not own this, but it was my favorite Cobra vehicle, the Rattler. Because the
That was a
Rattler...
plane, right?
Yes. I don't know if you remember what it looks like. It's kind of modeled after an A-10, which is one of my favorite planes. And Wild Weasel was the figure that came with the Rattler. There's like a Cobra Commander bear thing in here, I think. In the hobby thing. That's kind of weird. I don't know what that is, but I don't know how much of the show he was in. Probably not
Weird
any.
ear placement.
Yeah, it is. Probably not much in the in the cartoon. But he makes my list because he was the pilot of the Rattler, which I loved. Really wish I had owned at some point, but also because he was in that dogfight issue I mentioned earlier, the one Max Brooks cited as being the reason he fell in love with the G.I. Joe comics. Actually, hold up. You see that Copperheads? He's another named pilot because I think he was
okay.
he was like the pilot of one of the boats. But so this issue, it was 24-25. It was basically, the whole issue was a dogfight between Wild Weasel and the Rattler and Ace and the Sky Striker. So the whole issue, they're just throwing everything they have at each other, doing maneuvers, firing, countermeasures, everything. It's just an epic battle between the two. And the co-pilot for Ace and the Sky Striker was Lady J, and the co-pilot for the Rattler was the Baroness. So the whole time they're in the ears of Ace and Wild Weasel talking and everything, and it's just such a great issue. Because literally the whole thing is them just going at each other, giving everything they got. The 2 best pilots for each organization. And in the end, they wind up expending all of their ammo. And so, like, the final... look at that float.
Dark Duke.
So in the final scenes of the comic is them doing one last pass at each other, and they're hitting the buttons, and it's like click, 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 right? Because they're all out of all the ammo. And then so the last thing they do as they pass each other is they salute each other.
Oh, so when one of us dies, we both do. I mean, you're still going, it looks like, right? No, not anymore.
All right, well, we'll see what happens.
Try again. Gives us 3 lives again.
Oh, okay. That'll work.
He just zeroes out her score, it looks like.
But yeah, so the final scene is just then they're out of ammo, so they they fly by each other and they salute. And it's just a really cool ending to a cool comic. And then Baroness and Lady J are like, "That's it? You're just gonna let him go?" Yep. That's another comic I want to see now. You can grab that. No, I just want that. So my number 9, Wild Weasel. And I looked it up a little bit because I couldn't remember. There is some backstory to him. I think he flew in like South America or something. A fighter pilot or something like that.
Try and save that health.
Yeah.
Till after this.
Good call.
Old beat 'em up trick. Pull the screen up a bit, but not enough that you lose access to the items. Alright. You can get it if you want.
Hit start real fast. Oh no, we can't go back, can we? I was gonna see if our discs carried over. I guess we can't yet. Well, we'll find out after in between the missions.
Yeah.
All right. I was just curious if we did or not. Hopefully. And just to finish it off, since I am the last one, I'm the only one. My number 10 is my favorite G.I. Joe Cobra character. The aforementioned Firefly, Saboteur. He's always been my favorite. Mainly, I think, just because of Rule of Cool, to be honest. I love his uniform. He's got that black and gray camo thing going. He had a green version that didn't look very good. But his classic look is really good. Another kind of freelancer, like I said, I think he's from France. Don't know if he went to the Foreign Legion or not, but he's another kind of freelance person like Zartan is. It's always working for Cobra. Doing the dirty work, sabotaging, espionage, all that kind of stuff. So, basically just like him because of his job and his specialty and uniform. Pretty cool name too, Firefly. He also had a story in that Max Brooks' Hearts and Minds.
Yeah, or what is it? They're called like a box lava or something?
Oh, baklava?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. It's either that or that's the Greek pastry thing. I always get it mixed up. Dad likes those.
Well, they're good.
Yeah. A couple more honorable mentions that I remember putting on my list, because I do like the ones that come with the animals. Mutt and Junkyard. I don't know if you remember them. Mutt was like the canine guy, and Junkyard was his dog. It was a Rottweiler, I believe.
Oh, okay. I mean, anyone with animals is pretty cool in my book.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yo, may as well add another one that came with an animal, Crocmaster.
The winningest of animals.
Yeah, it was a Cobra trainer. Came with a crocodile. I'm sure there are many others that have been on this too. Grab that now.
Stop.
grab that invincible.
Oh, nope, I went down. Saving it for what comes next.
Yeah,
Oh my
these,
god, these green
throwing
guys with the throwing commas.
Oh, so I appreciate everyone listening to my trip down memory lane. It was fun thinking about all that. Now there's lots of stuff I need to see if I can get again.
Alright, so let's talk about the movie.
Hmm.
Good? Bad?
Yeah. Let's get this right out of the way because you already mentioned it. I have no idea who at what point decided the lips on Snake Eyes were a good idea.
Oh, I meant the animated.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But no, we can jump around to all of them. Yeah, the one with Ray Parks. Who did one of the Waynes? Was it Marlon?
I think so. He was actually
He was
Ripcord.
Ripcord.
Yeah. But who? Like,
What? Yeah.
this is a design choice. It's like, what?
Yeah, what were
What do
they
you think?
thinking with that?
I mean, I remember it being an okay, you know. If it was on, I'd probably watch it, you know. Just. You know. Definitely the second one, I think. I actually think someone played Lady J in the second one, or
Yes.
Scarlet. It was Lady J.
Yeah.
I can't remember who they were, but
Scarlet was in the first one, if I remember.
okay.
And they did that whole terrible thing with Baroness.
Yeah, where she was a love interest of
Yeah, she Duke.
Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like a mind wipe.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't have to try that hard, really, you know. For someone like the Baroness, you know, make her an Eastern European person that's just decided to do some dirty work. I guess if I would rank the live action ones that I've seen, I would put the Snake Eyes movie first. Partly because it's got Samara Weaving in it. She plays Scarlet. And a better Baroness is in it. Because there's not that backstory with Duke.
We'll continue. To unlock something new, check out the shop from the main menu. Okay, we will. We're going to continue first, so and then we'll go back to the main menu. That's got to be Storm Shadow.
Yeah. So I would say the Snake Eyes movie, then the second of the Joe movies, and then
We don't have enough to unlock a character yet. We might by the time we beat it, though.
yeah,
We'll save up
we'll
for
see
that.
what happens. And then the first one is, you know, last. The animated movies. The only one I've seen is that original one. Is that the one you were talking about? The
Yeah.
one where Duke gets injured, gravely injured.
Originally, it was supposed to be killed, if I recall.
Yeah,
But
I guess.
I think what happened was Transformers released,
Oh yeah.
and the whole Optimus Prime thing, right?
yeah.
And they're like, yeah, let's not do that. So they changed it to where he just got injured or whatever.
If I remember, that introduced Tunnel Rat, Jinx, and the basketball player guy, right? With Lieutenant Falcon is like the group of new recruits.
Doing
I
the
think-
doing the hot rod kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Ultra
Replacing the old school guys. I think the cartoon introduced Lieutenant Falcon as being related to Duke, his brother or something. I remember Don Johnson doing the voice for Falcon.
Oh, Long Johnson.
Nice reference.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't think much was done with Falcon outside of that. That's where Cobra Law started, wasn't it?
Yep.
That cartoon? Yeah. With the whole Cobra Commander turning into a snake.
Yeah.
I once was a man. Roadblock was blinded or something, and he was carrying him on his back.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed that part. That kind of when you force villains and heroes together. I do always like that trope. I could have sworn you've seen Resolute with me, but
I might have, but you
It's
know
been
me,
so
man.
long.
I'm always forgetting stuff too. Yeah, I think that- Damn, that boss is strong. I do have invincibility when I'm shooting that gun. Unfortunately, I was too close.
well, I'm taking on this big thing that I remember was pretty cool. Now, when we were in the pit, I thought we were going to fight the laser snake things that he had in the arena.
Oh, okay. Alright, this is a little hairy. Ever hairy.
Oh, no. If I just survived a quarter of a second longer.
Oh, there was a gun down here.
Well, that probably would help, too. There's help up there. No.
I guess I could at some point block, but what's the fun in that?
I could not stand in front of them while they're shooting, but...
What do you think, Joe Mosu?
What's that?
A Joe Mosu?
Oh, God, that'd be great. Yeah. A
I
G.I.
think they got the
Joe.
characters for it.
I mean,
Or is it
we've talked about
newspapers?
before that that's a genre that would pretty much fit anything, but, I mean, that would be... G.I. Joe would be designed for it, right? Cobra's always got a bunch of nameless troops that you could beat up on. Obviously, would love to be able to play as, you know, Cobra, but I get it. I mean, G.I. Joe is much like I feel Thundercats is also slept on.
Yeah.
Something like we haven't gotten a fighting game, which would work pretty well there.
Yeah.
Mass Effect style game, dialogue options, you know. You could drive around
Yeah.
instead of the Mako from Mass Effect, I think it was called. You could, like a Hiss tank or whatever the other vehicles are.
Crew. I mean, the options you'd have for crew.
Yeah. Break them down by like jobs, so like maybe 2 or 3 types. Espionage, kind of like Warriors of Orochi, right? Where each one was like power, technique, and speed, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be great.
But it's Hasbro.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what they did with that Thundercats. Well, that was in Hasbro. I don't know if it was that Thundercats Hasbro. No.
Oh.
But that Thundercats reboot, which was pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean, just look at what they're... All of the freaking... I mean, it's kind of easy for us to say they should do things with these properties that we grew up with, right? Like...
Well, I mean, it's easy for them, too. They own the properties.
Right, people our age would definitely, you know, eat it up, any of it up, right? But, you know... I'd like to think the younger people would be interested in it.
I'm full. Yeah, it's just... What you do is you just take what appeals to the people who are fans of it, but you also add a little bit more of a modern touch to it. It's not... I don't think it's that overly difficult.
No, it's
not. It really isn't. People like cool. That's never going to go out of style, and if anything, these things would be bigger now than they were back then. If you handle it right. Right, that's kind of the thing. We talked about it a lot when I was talking about the new Fallout. The problem with the Fallout TV series is what they did is they focused on making a show that was something other than Fallout. When you have this entire universe to play with and lean on its strengths. Instead, you could have removed the Fallout name, called it something else, post-apocalyptic TV show, and it would have been the same damn show. You know? That's what I feel they keep doing. They take the properties and basically use it to fund a show that otherwise wasn't going to get funded. Metal Gear, we were going to talk about that. You were going to say something about Metal Gear to me.
Oh, I thought you were going to mention it. You wanted to mention something about the collection?
Oh, well, I mean, your input on if 4 is worth playing.
If you know, I know because you played 1 and 2, right?
Right.
And you know enough about 3. So yeah, I would say you could play 4. I'll just say what I normally say with regards to 4, because a lot of people hate it because of the cutscenes, and they say it's really just a movie with
all the games.
Gameplay. Yeah, and I've said before, if you've played the other Metal Gears, then what did you expect? And if that's your first Metal Gear, then why are you starting with 4? I'm ignoring 5 because I never had any interest in 5. It's the ending of the story Kojima started. And I think he earned the right to do it how he wanted to do it. And if that's a lot of cutscenes, then you should expect it, right? And it's still very well made, and the gameplay is still very, very tight. The tightest of all the series. It fixed one of the big problems with 3 with the camo switching by having the, like, what was it called, the Mark II camo or something, I can't remember. The stealth camo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think you'd enjoy it. I liked the beauties. I liked how they were, you know, some people say they're just lazy remakes based off other of bad guys from the series, but I kind of like that. You know, each one had a theme that was like that. I like that you go back to Shadow Moses.
Yeah, I
That
mean, once
part,
again, wasn't that
oh,
basically the entire Metal Gear? Like, there
yeah,
were gimmicks or
yeah,
themes around all the different villains, from Vamp to, what was her name? Fortune?
Fortune, yeah.
Psycho Mantis, Raven.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it. And it's probably my number 2. If I were to rank them, I would go 1, 4, 3, 2. And I'll admit to this. I have never in my life cried during a video game. No shade to anybody that gets emotional about something in a game that gets to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I will admit, I teared up at the end of Metal Gear 4. I was close. Because do you care if I spoil?
No, no. I mean, I watched you
The
pretty
last-
much play it.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
The-
The last fight, spoilers for Metal Gear Solid 4. The last fight you do,
after
is
you crawl through
you-
that damn reactor.
like you crawl through the microwave tunnel.
No.
Is you do a hand-to-hand fight against Ocelot. And I got pretty, you know, I felt some things, honestly, during that fight.
He felt emotions.
Because they're like, he'll say, Ocelot has quotes, you know, he'll say stuff, and there'll be flashbacks to things that happened earlier in the series, and it's just, partly because I knew that was the end, and partly because who you were fighting, and Ocelot's probably my favorite character in the whole series. Yeah, it got to me, I'm not gonna lie. But I love everythking about the Metal Gears. You know, people will point to like Johnny Sasaki and the whole pooping thing.
I remember this.
Well, Kojima made it so that the reason he was pooping meant that he wasn't affected by the nanomachines. And you know what? That's a pretty damn good explanation to me. Right?
Right. Yeah.
What started as something comedic, it kind of has a plot point. You know, you might think it's stupid, but hey, whatever. That's Metal Gear Solid.
Hang up here for a bit. Why is he bugging out when I hold down B like that? I don't know.
One last thing about Metal Gear Solid. We've mentioned before that I don't consider Kojima to be like this uber, you know, video game god, right?
Yeah.
I think he's just someone that he obviously likes movies. Maybe wanted to be a director.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Couldn't do it, so he made video games. And I think I don't even know if he cares that he's thought of as some type of genius. I think he just likes to make cool things, to be honest. And he's got these cool, weird stuff, and he just thinks it's cool, and I was along for the ride, and I enjoyed it. Think of how many cool, gimmicky, and I mean gimmick in a good way.
In a good way.
Stuff that's in the games, from like Psycho Mantis in the first one to just as an example in 2, you know, just all the dog tags. You can get the dog tags and everything, you know, and I don't know, just so many gameplay really cool things. In 3, the whole thing with the sorrow and going down that river with the ghost of all the people you killed. So if at that point you went through a stealth run and didn't kill anybody, there would be no ghosts there.
Or
like
what's
how many
the old
how many
guy,
different
right?
ways, yeah, I was about to say how many ways you could dispatch the end, right? You can shoot them in a cutscene, kind of, before you even meet them. And then that area, when you get to it, is just filled with guards. You could do the clock trick.
Granted, that's a
Oh,
lot of 3 because I was also gonna, wasn't there a guy you could feed poison food to?
yeah, the fear.
The fear. Okay.
Yeah. Just so many really neat kind of tricks in the gameplay that he implemented. So even in 4, another one of it's a nostalgic moment. He's tugging on nostalgia when he does it, but at one point in 4, you fight a Metal Gear Ray piloted by Ocelot in a Metal Gear Rex
Huh.
in Shadow Moses. And that, I mean, if you love Metal Gear and you don't like that, I mean, there's something wrong with you, man. Because that part was so awesome. So,
Wasn't
yeah,
there
play.
a cosmonaut in one of them?
Yep, the Fury
Okay.
in number 3.
I always like those. There was one in No More Heroes as well.
He was one pissed off dude. Yeah, I would say you'd love it. Also, the amount of replayability, because I remember you got, depending on how you played, you got like a badge or something. And I want to say there was like 100 different badges just based on your gameplay that you could unlock. So.
Don't. Oh, I was gonna say, don't forget your special.
Shit, I'm sorry. I was.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, we're
man.
just I mean, that's what this is. You know, the whole shtick of the videos and the channel we do is we're just hanging out. Right. What you were saying?
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of replayability in it too. If you cared about that, like each emblem was like a based off an animal. So like, for example, I don't know if this is a thing, but if it was one, you would get like a sloth badge if you played like really slow or something. Maybe like the turtle badge if you saved a lot. So just little things like that. I may be misremembering exactly what they were. I have to look it up. I'll save my special because I think the
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up. Again, that's when I watched you play, but I never played. Part of that was also because, remember, I had the Wii at the time.
Yeah.
And you had the PS3.
Yeah.
But, folks, just to give a comparison, if G.I. Joe for him, Thundercats for me, Metal Gear for him, No More Heroes for me. So,
Okay.
Suda, not to say that you're not a fan of Suda, you do love Killer 7, but I definitely played a lot more Suda 51 games.
Yeah.
Don't forget, the whole series. Just to show different tastes, but that's a good thing. Oh, that's a new attack. Didn't do that before. Oh god, the shooting guys. Stop shooting. Yeah,
That's the way to get that guy. Get him on one side. And...
draw attention. Yeah, I'll probably pick it up. I wasn't as stoked about the first collection just because I have played 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And 3 was one it's the one everyone always talked about. And you showed me a lot with it, like the frogs or not the apes, right? From Ape Escape or something.
I didn't do that. I messed around with it a bit. The frogs were on every single screen,
Oh, I died.
not just level. on every screen there was a frog you could shoot.
That's
And to unlock a special gun, I think you had to shoot all of them. And I did that. Which was... Let's see if I can get both. Which was hard because I'm just kidding. At the end, it was like a rail segment where you're on a bike being chased and you're shooting and they're shooting at you, so it was very loud. And when you hit the frogs, it would make this like noise. So during that whole time, you're driving on the motorcycle, and you have to shoot them as you pass by it in this chase scene. So you really had to pay attention and listen to make sure you hit it, or else you'd have to just go back and keep trying until you were absolutely certain that you were hitting it.
Let's try and group them together. Guess not. Ah, no.
All right. You had also mentioned, and it was a great idea, horror movie set in an airport.
Yeah, can't think of any. You said you had one.
I do. Now, it doesn't... It takes place primarily in an airport, but I think at the end it goes someplace else. Resident Evil Degeneration, I think.
Oh, okay, the anime. Yeah, I
Animated
didn't even
movie.
think about that, yeah.
I think at some point they do what Resident Evil does and it winds up in a lab somewhere, but...
I would allow that, for sure.
yeah, that's why I'd asked about animated. And otherwise, that's a good call, because...
Oh, I didn't know you asked about animated. I'll have to reread it. I thought you asked if it had to take completely in an airport.
Yeah, and I had asked about animated too, but I guess
Yeah,
I don't know why I
probably
just
missed
think I wouldn't. I googled, I wanted to see what the internet would say, and it mentioned movies that took place in a plane.
Yep, and that wouldn't count.
Like,
Airport.
yeah, right.
Like I said, Die Hard 2.
Right, yeah. But another setting you would think, would possibly work. And you would think, especially for a genre like horror that has just so many different movies, right? That one would pop up eventually.
Yeah, yeah. And considering the anxiety and stress people go through at an airport, you'd think someone would have picked up on that.
Yeah. I think the prison one is the more surprising that there's not one.
Okay, here's my pitch for an airport horror movie. But yeah, for a prison one, I mean, The Suffering would just be a perfect, video game movie, right? Like, you've already got it set. Borrowing a bit from something, I guess, like The Suffering or 13 Ghosts, it would be an airport where the killers would be people who died on a flight, and each one would have a different kind of theme to them, right? So it'd be multiple kind of ghost monster things. So maybe like one was they were on this disastrous flight, and they just brought back the airline, and it's a curse number, and one of them maybe was like an animal trainer, so he'd like have zombie tigers and lions going on or something, and then you could theme around other type of ghost creatures. But that would be my pitch.
Yeah.
Just to try and monster it up too, because I mean, yeah, they had Red Eye, but again, that didn't take place on an in an airport. It took place on an airplane, and he didn't really go around like killing people, so it was more like a thriller.
Yeah. I imagine the first thing that popped into my head, honestly, is you could do something with some kind of automated security system like chopping mall.
Okay.
In the airport.
Robots run amok. Totally.
Yeah. It's always a safe option, I guess. But not that Chopping Mall is a safe movie. It's a good movie.
Welcome to the airport of the future, the first fully automated airport. Don't need to talk to another person. Dun, dun, but something goes wrong. Dun, dun. Your flight has been delayed. Your flight has been delayed.
Right, yeah. Right. A ticket agent, right? You get in an argument with them or something. And or at the gate, you don't have your ID, and the robot goes psycho. Dead bodies wind up on the baggage carousel. There's a lot you can do with it.
Yeah. Free ideas, folks. Until I can get around to them. It's gonna happen soon. Then again, I don't know how much money that would cost to film a movie in an airport. To use an airport, because I mean they'd have to shut it down and
yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to pick that up.
oh, you're good.
Oh,
Bosses can be kind of buggy, as you can see here. He's trying to hit me, but because of the slight elevation difference, he's not really hitting me.
what would you expect from Cobra Commander?
That's true.
He's not a fighter.
I'd expect that. Alright,
Yep.
phase 2. Oh, okay, yeah, alright, this is...
Another beat 'em up staple. The giant mechanical thing with arms coming down or across.
Yep. Take my
I don't know if
strong
I
arm,
can-
child.
Can I hit him? Let's see if I can hit him. No, it doesn't look like it.
Looks like you're hitting him.
Oh, are we supposed to hit him?
I think we're supposed to hit this. Looks like we can hit the hands too, but... Yeah, it looks like the window's cracking.
Okay. Oh, I guess you would hit the hands maybe to build up your meter. if you need. Ah.
Oh, crap. Okay.
Oh, he's got that outfit. Okay. That's a toy outfit. Or I know there's toys of it. I don't know specifically where it's from. But his hand to drop. I can hit him. Do something. Can I hit the hands? I guess not. I'm about to hit you.
So yeah, even though he's putting up like that, I guess he's trying to hit us with the shield. We can still damage him. I think that's an attack he's doing there, not like a blocking thing. There we go.
Yeah.
Muscle through it. Cobra. Complete the game on normal. Complete the game on hard. So there you go with that. Some games don't give you an achievement unless you beat it on the actual difficulty. This one, it looks like it gives you an achievement for unlocking all the other. So played on impossible difficulty, you'll unlock normal, hard, and impossible if you're an achievement hunter. Let's check out the ending. We'll see if we can who we can snag, if anyone.
Looks like Cobra Commander's behind bars where he belongs.
Huh. If this doesn't end with a PSA.
Right.
It's an outrage. You'll pay for this, G.I. Joes. You haven't seen the last of Cobra.
I think someone needs a timeout.
Like he's like, well, he...
I should never have made such an incompetent clone. Not this again! The clone!
All right. The theme, the G.I. Joe is playing in the background. G.I. Joe is there. All right, we'll get through the Ryan's Ring review system real quick, and then we'll see what we can unlock, and then we'll call it. Ryan's Ring review system is a review system developed by the World's Link third grade students out of Cobra Commander Springfield, alongside aliens from Cobra Law, where they developed a time traveling device in an Antarctic bunker to travel back in time and learn the ancient mystical arts of science. Of magic and alchemy, and then travel to the far-flung future to learn future sciences. To put it all together to bring to you through me the best, most objective, honest, coolest, most rad, totally tubular review system found anywhere, time, past, present, future, multiverse, reality, universe, Milky Way, galaxy. No other GamePro magazine with the funny faces or YouTube channel has it, except this one right here. There's 3 categories, B, A, and D. B stands for boring, A stands for awesome, D stands for dumb. And it can imply the game's bad, like it's a bad game, avoid it at all costs, or it's bad to the bone. You need to rush out and get it right now. And it uses 2 different types of metrics to measure it. Thumbs, Terminator 2 going down to the molten lava, thumbs up, good. Zangief side style thumb, via Street Fighter 2, the movie is okay. Thumbs down, bad. Green check mark, good. Gray check mark, okay. Red check mark, bad. So let's get boring out of the way. I was not as bored with this game as I thought I would be. If I was playing solo, I probably would have found it a little bit boring. But even still, there's enough variety with the characters and the mechanics that I really wasn't bored. And the game length helped with that too. If this was a longer game, again, with beat-em-ups, as I've said before, you go one of 2 different ways. You either make a really long, deep game, or you make a fairly, don't mean to imply it in a negative manner. Don't take it that way. Simple or more focused gameplay, but make it a shorter experience. What also helped keeping it from being boring was it's G.I. Joe, and seeing all the references in the background, much like our previous game, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. There were references like Brute Force. Here, there are a bunch of references, many of which I honestly would have missed personally, but because I have my G.I. Joe expert here with me, he was able to fill it in for us. So, wasn't bored, so that's 1 thumbs up, 1 green check mark. Is it awesome? It's G.I. Joe. That's all that needs to be said. 2 thumbs up, 2 green check marks. Last but not least, is it dumb? What could be said that's dumb about this? I wish there were more characters. I wish there was more levels. I think they could have gotten away with maybe an extra 4 stages, and it would have been the sweet spot. I know then you're going into maybe Cobra Law territory, but I like the designs of that aspect of G.I. Joe, so I wouldn't have grumbled about it personally. But I was going to say the running was dumb, but they added a toggle, so I got to say it's not dumb at all. The fact that they put a toggle in for that, thank you. Please, developers, do that. The more power you give players over how they want to play the game, the better. I'll be right back. I gotta shut the door real quick. But overall, soundtrack was fine. I love how they had the theme song. Again, a lot of the references. But yeah, I can't really think of too much dumb outside of just wanting more of it, if that makes sense. And I was kind of nervous because I saw the reviews on Steam and I'm like, well, I don't know, how bad could it be? Beat 'em up wise, is it Double Dragon Neon? Not really. No, okay, not really at all. It's not at that level anywhere near it. But this is far above Karate Kid, for example, another game that we played. And since it's overall not dumb, we're good Cobra La 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 followers, and we have 3 snake arms, because that's what they got. They got weird designs. We can give G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra a 3rd thumbs up, a 3rd green check mark. Final verdict time. G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra, are you boring? I didn't find you boring. I don't think you're boring. 1 thumbs up, 1 green check mark. Are you awesome? Totally awesome. G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra. 2 thumbs up, 2 green check marks. Last but not least, for the final verdict, G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra, are you dumb? You're not dumb. 3 thumbs up, 3 green check marks. I would recommend this on sale, though. Unless, again, you're a die-hard beat-em-up fan and you're just looking for something. It does have 4-player co-op. And it does have extras, which, yeah, we're 161 shy of unlocking a record. So you need 4,000 to unlock really the most important aspects of the game, which would be the 2 extra characters. But yeah, I mean, I don't think they're building more on this, and that's kind of disappointing because they could have done a Cobra campaign. They could have just kept adding characters, adding levels. But I don't think this is a terrible game. We didn't run into any crashes or really glitches so much. I mean, there was a couple glitches where the enemy sprites and AI would go out of bounds or they would freeze in place, but
Yeah,
that's a good kind of jank that you should enjoy in these types of games. That's it. All right, that's it on my end.
I'll everything you said, is pretty much it. I too think it could have been a short and concise for beat 'em ups is good, but I too think it could have been a little bit longer. But that's really, and I too thought, based off reviews I had read, it was going to be a lot worse. But it's another perfectly fine beat 'em up that you can remote play. So only one person has to have it and have a good little time with it. It wasn't too bad, not too bad. A lot of references I enjoyed. Real quick, one more honorable mention. I really wanted to mention this during the video, and I apologize, but I'm going to mention it now. Another, oh wait, we'll recap the list first, and I'll mention it, because it's another honorable mention.
All right, now for our top 10 list this time around, we did top 10 G.I. Joe characters, and my top 10 were Destro, Cobra Commander, Storm Shadow, and Snake Eyes. Share the same category there, because I can do that. It's my list. You can't tell me what to do. Then Shipwreck, Serpentor, Leatherneck, Gung Ho, Sergeant Slaughter, Golubus, whatever it is. And my favorite of all of them all, out of every single one of them, Zartan, with an honorable mention of the Royal Guard.
And my top 10: Baroness, Zartan, Lady J, Spirit, Short Fuse, Breaker, Airborne, Chuckles, Wild Weasel. My favorite, Firefly. Honorable mentions had, I think, were Mutt, Tomax, and Zaymot. Probably some others I forgot. And this very special honorable mention, the Viper. Don't know if you remember this episode from the cartoon, but the Viper is a classic G.I. Joe character. It involved a cookout at Barbecue's house, and he receives a phone call from the Viper.
Wasn't it like yeah, it was they thought it was someone big, but it ended up being like a gardener or something like that. Right? Like
Yeah, he starts mentioning numbers, and they think it's coordinates. So they go to all these different locations. Like, for example, they find like a Cobra recreation place, and then they storm it and they break it up. But it does wind up being a window wiper. The Viper, and he's like quoting his times he's going to be there and the price. But it was a funny classic cartoon episode. That
I do remember that one, yes, because it was like the V and the W, right? That's how the guy said his W's. The window Viper.
So my last honorable mention, the Viper.
And there you go, folks. 2 top 10 lists for the price of one video. You're not going to find a better bang for your buck value on any other channel but this one. And it is for something that both of us grew up with, and both of us are passionate about, to varying degrees. Let us know some of your favorite G.I. Joe characters. Or your least favorite. You can do that too if you'd like. But if you want to
shout out to Larry Emma one last time.
Yes, thank you. Definitely for, inspiring, encouraging, and entertaining generations of people.
Yeah.
With what you did. Really, huge shout out. My subscribers, thank you one more time. And you all stay awesome, and you have an amazing day, or if you prefer, stay amazing, have an awesome day. Drive by Rubneck and Beers. I'll catch you next time. Until then, folks, you have a good morning, a good afternoon. Most importantly, have yourselves a very good night.
Night, everyone.
Make sure I'm doing this right. I'm still getting used to the button inputs. Okay, that is, and end.